Hello again, I'm Rodney Reynolds from 3dgameman.com and welcome to another video review. Today I'm looking at the Antec P280 case. This is a very pretty looking box. It has your typical black, yellow Antec color theme. There's lots of pictures, features, and specifications about the product on the box. This is important if you are picking it up in store. If not, well, it doesn't matter a whole lot. Now let me open it up and let's have a closer look. Now this is a fairly heavy case, so I'll open it from the bottom. This makes it a little bit easier. Now this is kind of your typical packaging material, but it's not your cheap styrofoam. This is kind of like a plastic styrofoam, which is much better, much stronger than you would normally find on most cases. This is good because a lot of times cases come with styrofoam, well, being completely torn apart, and the case itself is in a plastic bag. This is a mid-sized tower case. It's comprised mostly of steel and plastic, but it does have this brushed aluminum insert here on the front door. At the top, they include two 120mm exhaust fans and the power button, as well as the reset button. At the top front, there are two tiny LEDs for hard drive activity and power. There are four USB ports. Two are USB 3 and two are USB 2. And as well, here's the microphone and headphone jacks. Now the front door on this case swings all the way open, all the way back as well. And note that it has acoustic dampening material at the front, and it's held into place by magnets. There are three external 5¼ drive bays. They include a removable dust filter behind it. You can install two optional 120mm fans. There's also all kinds of ventilation around the front door, on the left, the right, and at the bottom. So if you do install a fan or fans at the front, which I would recommend that you do, when you close the door, there's lots of ventilation, so those fan or fans can intake cool air inside of the case. Both the left side panel and the right side panel are plain. This is for a reason though. Remember that this is a silent or quiet computer case, and they have acoustic dampening material on the front door, also on the panels. At the back of the case, at the very top, you can control the speed of the fans. These are for controlling the speed of the two top fans from a low to a high speed. And you can also control the speed of the rear 120mm exhaust fan, which they include. Here's where the motherboard's I/O shield plate gets installed. They include 9 ventilated expansion slots, 2 rubber grommeted holes for water cooling tubes and or cables to pass through. Note the extra ventilation here as well as on this side. At the bottom is where a standard ATX power supply gets installed, and they include 4 thumb screws, 2 on each side panel. This is that acoustic dampening material that I was talking about, and it's on the left and right side panels. Inside of the case, they include this bag, and in it there's a number of screws, motherboard standoffs, and other items, so you can install drives, as well as a number of cable ties, and a quick overview. You can download the complete manual for this case at www.antec.com/manuals. This is a mid-sized tower case. However, it's rather long, so that gives you lots of room to work on the inside. Now, unfortunately, the motherboard tray is not removable, but they do include a large hole on the motherboard tray, so you can very easily install or remove the cooler's retention plate. This is an enormous time saver. They also have lots of cable management holes, and they have rubber grommets on them, so you won't cut the cables. There are also lots of punch outs on the motherboard tray, so you can organized cables behind the motherboard tray, and there's lots of room behind the motherboard tray and the right side panel, so you can tuck lots of cables back there. This case fits extra large ATX, standard ATX, micro ATX, and mini ITX form factor motherboards. There's a toolless design for the 5¼ inch drive base. All you would need to do is push here, insert the drive, and then release. You can install up to 6 3½ inch drives or 6 2½ inch drives in these 6 removable hard drive cages. To remove them, pinch here, pull out, install the drive, and put it back in. Note the 4 grommets here for anti-vibration when installing 3½ inch drives. But there are 2 extra 2½ inch drive bays at the top, so you can have up to 8 2½ inch drives installed. 6 in the removable drive bay cages and 2 more at the top. They include a removable dust filter for the power supplies fan at the bottom. It just slides out. There are thumb screws on the expansion slots, and this case fits video cards up to 330 millimeters in length and coolers that are up to 170 millimeters in height. At the bottom there are 4 feet, and they have excellent anti-vibration properties and won't scratch the surface. Finally, have a listen to the stock cooling, first at the low speed, and at the high speed. Mid-sized tower cases are extremely popular, and there's no wonder, because they are affordable and they fit what you need to put inside of them. Now, this is not your average size mid-tower case because it's a little longer, and that gives you the ability to install larger motherboards and longer power supplies. So it kind of bridges the gap between a mid-tower case and a full tower case. I really like the overall look and styling on this case as well. The build quality and fit and finish is top notch, and it's jam-packed full of fantastic features. Overall, this is a kick-ass product. Until next time, take care.